Read and Do, Where Geography Meets History. In the mid 1800s, thousands of people rushed to California, hoping to get rich by mining gold. Most were from the eastern United States. Many went west across the continent. What did people learn about the geography of the United States on their journey? Louisa Stanley Wilson was sure of one thing. If her husband was setting off for California, so was she. The Wilsons' two children would also make the difficult trip. Wilson was used to hardship. After all, she and her family lived in a log cabin in Missouri. For the past 2 years, they had struggled to carve a farm and a home out of their land on the plains. It had been back-breaking work. Now the Wilsons were going to leave it all behind. Why would they give up what they had worked so hard to build? What made them willing to undertake the grueling, dangerous journey to the West Coast? In 1848, a man named James Marshall had found treasure in a California stream. It was gold. The yellow metal had formed in the mountains long ago. Over the centuries, wind and rain wore away the mountain rock and the gold. Streams then washed the gold away. It collected in the stream beds. Marshall's discovery touched off a frenzy. Around the United States and around the world, people began dreaming of striking it rich in the California gold fields. Louisa Stanley Wilson and her husband shared that dream. But first, they had to travel across many kinds of land to get to California. It would be no easy task. Wilson was closer to California than many gold seekers. Missouri was then one of the westernmost states. Many people heading to the West Coast in 1849 faced a long trip just to reach Missouri. People with money could reach Missouri in some comfort in a matter of days. Railroads linked many eastern cities. Canals and steamboats provided water transportation. Then the real trip began. From Missouri, the trip west got much more difficult. Between Missouri and the goldfields stretched a twisting trail of some 2,000 miles. Wilson and others who took this route had to start in the spring. They clattered along dusty, bumpy trails in wagons drawn by oxen. Usually they had to walk beside their wagon. They crossed rivers, mountains, and deserts. On a good day, they might cover 15 miles. But many days were far from good. Animals got hurt and the wagons broke down. Tricky river crossings slowed their progress. Weary travelers needed a day of rest now and then. The journey took months to complete. Day after day, week after week, we went through the same routine, Wilson later recalled. Each day meant breaking camp at daybreak, yoking the oxen, cooking our meager rations on a fire of sagebrush and scrub oak, packing up again.